Alabama, and you're already down 20.
You give them what they wanted. Like
It's ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. And then you have people complain about they just keep shooting. I mean, you're giving them space. You see what was Millette in the corner multiple times, and you're playing a zone, and then next they're passing the ball quick enough to get around to him. Next thing you know, he pops it up 3, bang. Millette had 15 points. He wasn't even starting. He came off the bench, but nonetheless, I mean, yes, Texas Tech looked defeated in this game. They looked just outplayed all throughout the whole course, and I mean, you see it once and time again. I mean, Luke Bemboye hasn't performed to what we wanted to see him to perform when he was coming into the transfer portal. Lawan Watts, very subpar this season. I saw a lot of the commentators during the I was watching the NCAA app, and they're saying, "Where's Donovan Atwell? Where is he?" I mean, Donovan Atwell didn't have really any good looks to give this whole game. You know, it was slow. It was like you put a needle in you put a needle onto your finger. Just keep pricking it off. The blood's just gonna keep coming. They're not putting no bandage wounds on themselves to clean it up and say, "Oh, let me." Weird sound was happening. Shout out everyone in the studio and everybody.
That was so confused.
That was funny. but yeah, you just keep letting the blood drain, and you're just not stopping the bandages. I mean, you got to do something. I mean, star player, Mr. Lottery pick Mr. Star player that's going to the NBA, Christian Anderson, 7 points, 2 for 11 from the field, 1 for 7 from 3. Didn't have many good looks, and he was, I'm sorry to say, shot chucking the ball up, just throwing it up somewhere to find something. Jalen Petty, 0 for 5 from 3, had a great game against Akron, but, I mean, you're playing Alabama, which is another high-intense SEC team. You have to step up in games like this. And it just didn't show for anybody across the court. Josiah Mosley, like I said earlier, we was in the office today. I told Cade, he had the ball, and he got it stolen away. It looked like the Cam Boozer moment in the game he had where he was looking around for the pass. Josiah Mosley wasn't looking for a pass. He had a guy swat away. He's not thinking in his head. So, yeah, it's very unfortunate that they lost to Alabama. Alabama had a shooting tear, and LeBaron Fowler didn't have a crazy game. He had 9 points, shot poorly from the field and 3, but he had 12 assists to go with it because his teammates around him, his supporting cast is helping him, and the supporting cast of Texas Tech and the Stars didn't do nothing overall.
Yeah, and I'll give my take. I was handling the YouTube stuff. We're live on YouTube now. Hi, YouTube. Hi, camera. How are you doing? The issue with what I saw was, you guys have basically kind of just said it, so I'm just kind of giving the Cliff Notes version. There's no care. There's no care if you win or lose because you got your paycheck. And then we've seen both years of the NIL and the portal really being a thing where you got the right guys. Last year, you got the right guys. You had guys who. The problem is you had guys who had come from not being star players and not being the center of attention, and then coming here and ascending in their role and becoming better players. And that team fought in love for each other. And I was talking with Brett in the office about this over text yesterday as well. When they lost they lost in a much more defeating fashion, you could say, against Florida. But the controversial take. Grant was on the verge of tears because of how bad he felt that they didn't win that game because he knew that team was because half of that team was going to be gone because all your contributing guys were older players, and that team genuinely did love each other. That toughest team wins stuff was started with that team. That all made sense. You can have the culture and mantra, but when we had kind of started getting rumblings and feelings that this team wasn't as interconnected. But when you have a player give an interview saying that I play for myself before my teammates and your slogan is toughest team wins, you're no longer the toughest team. And the only players, like Brett said on the court, who cared were was Jalen Petty and Leon Horner. And nobody else. But going back to Grant wasn't sad after losing to Alabama. He was disgruntled and upset, as a coach should be, and he was more, mad at himself than anything, but he didn't have the same disappointment or anything that you had last year. Because last year, like we said, we had tears shed. This year we had 0 tears shed. I think the only person who cried was Atwell on the bench. and that's because he realized his career was over. Tyler Bryan, I didn't see a single ounce of emotion from him. I didn't see emotion from anybody else.
Tyler Bryan not showing emotion. Who could have seen that coming? Yeah, no, it's. And this is literally 2 days after you put 91 on Akron, when everyone was like, "Oh, this is the popular upset pick." You were underdogs, and you were like, "Oh yeah, we're not. We're still Texas Tech." You hit, I think, 12 threes in that game. You held Akron to 5. They hit 5 threes against Texas Tech in that game, and it was like, man, that was kind of the talking point going into this Alabama game. Like, Texas Tech perimeter defense is better than Alabama's, which was up to that point objectively true.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech in this game, you want to guess how many threes Alabama hit? I already told them. It's 19. They went 19.
Oh, I didn't even get to guess because I didn't hear that part.
Oh, sorry. You know, you did the next one. So
Okay.
They went 19
Okay.
22. I want you to guess how many threes Texas Tech hit in this game.
5.
They hit 4.
Oh.
They shot a concert date, man. They went 4 for 25. They shot a concert date. I'm going to a concert on April 30th. That's 5 days after the 25th. It's like, and again, it's nothing that Bama did. Bama didn't play great defense in this game. Now down low, yes. Mm-hmm. Perimeter,
but you knew you weren't going to win down low in March.
Exactly.
Akron was the one team you could do it because you were physically bigger than them, which they did.
Yes. Like I said, it wasn't anything Bama did. You were forcing yourself into tough looks, and the open looks you got, you were not even. They weren't close. Quite frankly, they weren't close.
Cue the audio. You were not him.
Literally. And me and Joel talked about this. Tried to talk about it on the
man.
before it imploded on itself.
Bad signs.
Yeah,
bad signs.
We were like, the biggest thing that's going to keep Texas Tech from winning this game was free throw shooting, because they were abysmal against Akron. Yeah. You shot 19 for 24 in this game.
79% chance.
And Alabama hits 19 threes.
Oh.
They hit 9 more shots than you overall. 20 for 61 was Texas Tech. 30 for 68. They got 7 more shots. Whoa. Oh. They shot.
Sorry, Alabama just hit another 3 against you.
They put up 7 more shots than you did. They played They played at a faster tempo. They kept the energy up. Everything you wanted from your number 4 seed, arguably top number 4 seed in the country, you got from them. And didn't even need Charles Bediako.
Or the other guy.
Or Aiden Holloway.
I will say this. This is not like a LeBron moment. I'm not saying this was what I did. But when they posted the reveal of Josiah on a yacht, yeah, wearing red or like near a beach with the uniform reveal, I immediately got flashbacks to Tech and against Oregon uniform reveal video. It was shot similar, and I was like, "Oh, please don't let this be another thing like that." I said that in my head, but then I was like, "Wait a minute, no, we're fine. Like it's just them posting the uniform. There's no such thing." And I had a similar feeling, but I just wanted to say that there's no correlation.
Yeah.
There's quite literally zero correlation between what they post on social media and how the team plays.
This is the ultimate game where if you're a stat watcher, you're thinking, how did they lose this game? You won the steal battle. You lost the block battle by 1. You won the turnover battle. You won.
You eventually somehow don't make the rebound differential look bad.
I was just about to get there.
Oh.
Points in the paint, you won 30-22. You let them get. They had 2 possessions. Alabama did where they got 4 offensive rebounds, and both of those possessions ended in 3-point makes.
If you want my honest, I mean, this is not obvious. This is obvious, but that's what killed any hope from the team. The moment you couldn't get 8 rebounds and 2 possessions, and you give up 6 points off it. They said we fought as hard as we could. We did everything they can. They won't stop. Oh well, sky's falling.
Possession doesn't end when they put up a shot.
That's how they were treated. I know I talked about Jalen Petty being the only guy. There was times they were ball watching. They're like, oh, they missed a 3. That means we're just going to sit here and get a free rebound.
Breaking news, long shots, and I've said this so many times. Shout out, Andrew. Long shots equal long rebounds.
Every time I see that, I think of the Boston Celtics in 24. And it makes me even more angry. It makes me even more angry.
So, here. Latrell Wright-Sell. Unbelievable game. 24, 7 for 10 from 3. Aiden Sherrill, 4 for 4, 10. LeBaron Philon, he shot miserably.
Terribly.
But he still was great with the assist margin.
Houston
Great.
Millette in 15, like you talked about. And Noah Williamson, 2 for 2 for 2. 5 for 7 was Houston Millette. Coming off the bench. And you know what he said in his press conference? He said, I'll die for this school. How many times have you heard Tyree Bryan?
There's actually only one player this year I heard who would say he would die or do something for the school. He tore his ACL,
I
unfortunately.
was about to say, how many times have you heard Tyree Bryan, Christian Anderson, Donovan Atwell to an extent? But Donovan Atwell did put his heart on the line.
No, Donovan Atwell. Okay, Donovan Atwell and JT, because Donovan did say like he said something similar to that in a
Exactly.
presser.
Yeah.
But, like, the people like you built your core around, beside with the exception of JT Toppin,
And Jalen Petty didn't get enough media stuff to like see if he would say
Yeah.
that stuff.
and we were so high on Jalen Petty coming into this game. I was all caps in the group chat. I was talking like Joel, that's your guy.
It's my
He put up 24
dog.
on Jay Crawford on his birthday.
Yeah.
But then teams had film on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what do? You got to change it up. But what do we see in this game?
If you're gonna have a talented backcourt of Anderson and Petty, whoever goes off in the game before they're game planning for it, because it's a 48-hour turnaround from when you played last. So they're gonna go, hey, he played good basketball in the last 48 hours. He's gonna play good basketball again.
Yeah.
Don't let him get you.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, like you guys said, the guy who has got an NBA lottery pick odds at one point decided to not play basketball. But hey, the Arizona Department of Corrections did in fact play good basketball, and so that's something I can hang my hat on. Is that my standing by Leon Horner's side for the whole year finally came true. So Nolan Gross played good as well, but which we'll get to in a little bit.
Leon Horner's gonna look so good at FAU next year.
I think he stays at a major program.
So
Yeah.
If he leaves, we'll get to that in a little bit because
Yeah.
we're really gonna be very. This show's gonna be very basketball centric because that's what just happened, and then we'll quickly recap in baseball and softball to get out of here. But you know what we should do, guys? Let's take a break. Talk about men's portal stuff. So, and then we can not have to talk about the men's team for a little bit till next week, and then we'll take another break and talk about the Lady Raiders because they deserve some praise. But until then, no heart. Very fitting. 21 Savage, Metro Boomin. We're back. That was No Heart, 21 Savage, and Metro Boomin, and kind of very fitting for how we feel about the team and the men's sec. Oh, my YouTube audio is playing out loud. And my mouse is died on my laptop. Sick. All right, well, we're going to continue on men's basketball stuff for now, because after this, we're going to go into the Lady Raider basketball team. Turn our heads to I'm going to be honest, this might be more fun for me, is this side of the season compared to when they're actually playing maybe sometimes.
You're weird.
I mean, we all know, I love player development. I love scouting guys. I like watching their tape and seeing how they could fit with different players. And we're talking about portal season. That's where you have to turn to. Brett told me, because I asked him, I was like, how many incoming freshman recruits do we have? One. Dakari Spear. That's it.
Granted, is a top 30 basketball recruit in the country.
And a guy who has the potential to be top 10 pick next year if he trends correctly, because he has the build for it.
Was called the number 1 shooter in the country. So
Yeah.
You're replacing the number 1 shooter in the country with another number 1 shooter in the country. But the issue is, that's all you got. And Brett had kind of given us a list in our group chat of who he thought would be back. And so, Brett, I want you to give the folks at home who you think will be returning for the 2017.
I fully believe that JT is going to come back around conference play. I don't think he's going to redshirt. I don't think JT wants to do that. Give me Josiah Mosley, Jalen Petty.
This is saying who you like.
Yeah.
You would place money. Like you would bet that they're going to return.
Jalen Petty, Josiah Mosley, Leon Horner.
Now, if you get Leon Horner, this I think if you keep Leon Horner, this removes one of the guys we would want from portal season, which we'll get to in a second.
Mario Quintuk. I just don't think he's going to go somewhere else.
Well, it's not going somewhere else. I'm just saying, like, not their intention of leaving.
I believe he's going to return.
You're telling me this guy's going to return? I'll show the camera while you're talking.
And honestly, I'm going to say it because we're going to talk about this in a second. There is not many big men available at any point in the transfer portal. I think you have to keep Luke Bamboye. And I don't think it's because I think it's because you don't know what you're going to be able to get out of a big man coming in this. JT Toppin was a grand slam, man. I mean, there was not a transfer portal that was not.
He was also one of the. He was, I think, number 1 or number 2 in the portal though. Like they got the best guy.
They got the best guy.
In a transfer class that already didn't have a lot of big men, JT was the guy, and you got him. Luke Bamboye. Everyone, and I talked about this after the Alabama game. People are going to be like, well, I want a stretch big who can shoot, block shots, and rebound. Yeah, so does everyone. So does all the other 364 teams in the country. Everyone wants that.
Yeah.
And there's maybe like a handful of guys who can go out and do that, and they're going to be making top dollar. Yeah. Luke Bamboye, you paid $1 million. Was it worth it? No. But that's all you could do. You needed a big, and you went out and got one. He wasn't supposed to play the heavy minutes he got. And he had to. So I'm going to say Luke Bamboye stays.
And if he does stay, how much do you? I mean, I trust the staff, but how much do you trust him himself to make the jump? It's not so much the staff. I trust the staff to find a way to make Luke better. They did that with Christian, and 1 year of the strength staff. Just talking strength staff.
Oh.
It also helped that Christian grew. He added like almost 30 pounds. He added a lot of weight to him.
Yeah.
Because if you go watch freshman Christian versus this year Christian in terms of just physical build.
Oh yeah.
Unit. Yeah. Yes.
No, so yeah. So how many is that? So Mariel, JT, Leon, Josiah Mosley, Jalen Petty, Luke Bamboye.
That's 6 of your 12 guys.
Your 12 guys.
Maybe Nolan Groves.
I think Nolan Groves respectfully gets told to leave.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember, they're going to go, hey, this is the team we had this year. So if you bring back everyone and people graduate, you're only losing 3 spots due to graduation. You need more than 3 new guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll say 6.
Okay.
6 guys I think are staying.
Joel, do you have a different take, or are you kind of in agreement on that?
Yeah, because I mean, you're losing Tyree, losing Donovan, losing Christian, and then.
Well, you're not guaranteed to lose Christian.
Yeah, you're not guaranteed. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like 80. It's like 85.
80.
I would bet higher. Like
I'd say
Christian leaving, entering the portal, or going to the draft would surprise me less than Leon Horner entering.
Fair. And then, Leon Horner's. But I agree with Brett. I think it's you get like 6 guys back, but you also just need to get bodies in though. You got to find somebody or somehow pay someone a ridiculous amount to try to come and play a big position here because it's needed badly. Maybe you get another skilled wing or something like that. I mean, you gotta really mix and match it with it. But I don't know. I hope Grant's just his philosophy on things is probably hopefully changing around a little bit.
I really don't believe you can afford to lose Luke. I don't.
Here's the thing.
He's an insurance claim kind of thing. You just need him.
The issue is the problem with NIL contracts is you know how much you're paying them for 1 year. You don't know how long they signed the contract for.
Yeah.
They very much could have signed Luke to a 2-year deal.
We just don't.
Joel is really upset by that, by the way.
Yeah,
2 years.
I say 6.
Okay, I'm gonna be Mr. Negative here.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Hold on now.
Breaking news.
I don't think if you bring back, unless Luke. Okay, we have to say this because how NIL works. Unless he takes a pay cut, I don't want to see Luke back.
I agree. I agree. I just don't think you're gonna have. You don't have the ability to lose him.
I also compared this this feeling and how the state of the program is. It sounds weird to say this, but just in terms of financial and resource help and how you're just gonna have to approach it differently, was after Texas Tech lost to Arkansas in football in the Liberty Bowl. Because that was when the I will stuff started and all that. But that was because they legit got beat and their weaknesses were exposed, and they said, we're never again having this feeling. Now, that came with huge financial backing that Tech also, for basketball, can deliver. They can easily pump a $15 million roster overnight if they wanted to. Does Grant want to? I think the difference is Grant likes to know how much he's paying the guys. Because I don't blame him. He wants to know if he's going to give you that much money, you got to want to give it back.
Grant is more. Joey's more reactionary.
Mm-hmm.
Grant is more methodical.
Which both work.
Yeah.
And I think actually in the respective sports, reactionary is great for football. For basketball, you have to be methodical.
Methodical.
But I think Jalen Petty, Leon Horner, JT Toppin.
You don't think Josiah Mosley?
And Josiah.
I was about to say, hold on.
His name
hold on
blanked.
now.
No, I love Mojo. I can't. If Mojo leaves, I might cry.
Yeah, no, he's a dog.
So those 4. I don't want to see anyone else. Here's why. Yeah, I would love Nolan Groves to say, you didn't play him. Are you expecting Nolan Groves to take over do better than Tyree Bryan? Do better than Atwell?
I was about to say, not Atwell, was it Tyree?
You expecting that? Nah,
You
that's
know what though? And the second he checked into the Alabama game, he was your best rebounder.
Yeah.
He was your best offensive rebounder. I agree with you. Those are the only 4 I'd like to really see back. But it's like I said, you're not going to get a good chance to get to the big in the portal unless you go out and get the 7-2 from Charlotte.
Charlotte, yeah. And you just give him a bag.
Centers are a dime a dozen.
Exactly.
yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You okay with it?
Or you get Amir Bynum from Ohio State.
I would.
That's out of the pocket.
I would have faith if Luke. What is Luke's listed weight? Let me find that. I'm gonna find that while y'all talk because I'm gonna have a take if he's gonna stay.
And it brings on another thing. You talk about players relying on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that the coach that has to get better at, specifically Grant. You can't just not shoot. You can't just play Leon Horner against number 1 Arizona and then just go radio silent for the rest of the season. When he played against Alabama, he was the spark plug. He scored. He had a buzzer beater at the end of the first half, and he was dealing. His floater was unstoppable in that game. But you wouldn't know that because you don't play him.
You got to give the guy looks. That's the thing. He really brings some intensity into the game. He seemed like he wanted to get back in the game. He wanted to get back into it.
It took Jalen Petty almost 3 months to crack meaningful minutes.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. No, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're fine with Lawan Watts making the mistakes he does, which are boneheaded most of the time, then what's wrong with Leon Horner turning the ball maybe turning the ball over once a game.
I think it's the fact that towards the end of the year, Grant had kind of just said, I have to roll with these guys. And what I do like about Grant, though, is the fact that he just does live with his own results. Like, he's going to be like, this is what I'm dying by. Unfortunately, he's killed.
You don't want to throw players under the bus, but at the same time, you can't be like, I'll figure it out.
There's only so much willing you can do. You can only will a human being so much before they have to make the decision if they want it.
And the thing is, if he's gonna say that to himself, oh, you this and that, but you're the one that's kind of the controller of like what is moves in, what moves out, and out your roster and not your team. Because if you're saying, oh, half the season, I put some blame on myself, but you're the one that builds it, and you're the one that scouts these players. Your coaching staff scouts these players. Then you got to go all in and say, okay, donors, I need money, or I need some help. I need some fundraising going on so I can bring the guys I really want into this program. You're gonna have to go get those guys. You're gonna have to go get those players and put them into your system. You gotta put your foot down and say, okay, hey, I want this. I want it bad. Gotta go get it. And then the results will vary depending on what will play out throughout the whole season.
And I do trust Grant to find the right talent because this was the first year he missed, but he still found Atwell. Atwell was not getting enough attention at the global level. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, that kid is going to be a hooper. The problem is the other two he watched, who he really brought, the other three, they were. The problem is, I think also, analytics is kind of ruining basketball at the same time because you go, well, his metrics and his percentages are really good. Okay, we don't know how that translates though. Right, I told Brett and Joel this. I said, if the guy's not 6'5" or taller, I don't want him. Because that is what travels. You know what travels? Your body. From league to league. You physically are the only thing that you can control of. You can't control how well you shoot, right? So that's my only complaint. I trust Grant. I do think he has to prove he's going to play more guys.
He's got some growing to do. I mean,
and I think I don't know if y'all saw it from the presser. He kind of seemed like he was like not excited, but like realized he made some mistakes. But the problem is, PR wise, you can't end your season presser by saying I didn't like half these guys and I was wrong. Yeah. You have to say I'm gonna miss coaching them. But okay, hey Grant, next time you're gonna say you're gonna miss coaching them, can you smile a little bit longer? I'm gonna miss coaching them.
It's kind of like an example. I'd say like Cleve Sacco at UH. Like he doesn't get as crazy much game time, but Sampson always like in practice or even like when the games when Tugler or someone's going out for foul trouble or just to get like he still puts him in there to get some games, see how he does in rotation, and he does perfectly fine. Like he matches up really well with his opponent. I mean it's just really it's like a coaching thing and also just a system thing. It's just everything around it that goes into that type of stuff.
It's the first time Grant and Tech have failed, you could say. Your first year with Grant, you made the tournament. You fixed a program that was heading towards a dark period, right? And you're like, hey, you brought us out of the hole. We love you. You brought basketball back to the United Supermarkets Arena. We're here for it. Year 2, Grant, you see a huge jump. You're like, oh, my God, this JT Topping kid's becoming a demon here at the end of the year. And you're a minute away from playing in the Elite 8. No, you're in the Elite 8. Sorry. You're a minute away from going to the Final Four. And we all know once you get to the Final Four, it's chaos can ensue and you could find yourself playing for a national championship. Look at Houston last year. This is the first year you were given preseason top 10. You were trending 2 seed. Even when you're fully healthy, you lost games you shouldn't have lost. The first year you failed. So you have to grow from it. You have to. Any final thoughts for men's basketball before we take a quick break? Quick break. And we talk about Lady Raider basketball, and then we'll wrap up with softball and baseball as a little recap.
At the very least. At least we're not BYU. In all seriousness, no. If you're listening out there and you're depressed about the way the season ended, me and Joel's freshman year, awful. They finished with a 500 record, and then even just 20 years ago, you were living in a golden age of like athletics and basketball is part of that. Appreciate the fact that you went to the round of 32. Appreciate the fact that you still got to manage to see great wins, and you have a coach that cares.
You beat, until Houston lost in the last second, you beat 3 of the top 4 1 seeds at one point.
And you were on a collision course with potentially playing the last one.
Yeah.
But again, if this season's a failure, you are so lucky.
It's just a failure from the standard you set,
I
yes.
was agreeing. I was
Yes.
just saying, like,
Yeah.
if you consider this season a failure, you are very lucky.
You still have your head coach. Still got a family man. A guy that loves his
You got your head
players.
coach locked up for another 5 years?
Something like that.
Yeah,
It's
some-
2031 or 2032 his contract ends.
Insurmountable amount of NIL.
Whew.
Guys that has a plan, coaches that care.
You have a GM who cares.
GM who cares.
Oh, and your assistant coach, your assistant head coach, is a former D1 head coach who could leave at any moment and get a high mid-major job, but he decides to stay here because he likes being with Grant.
And the assistant coach is a genius in the mind.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
No, you just got to retool and regroup.
Retool, regroup. Simple.
The team that did do that. As the team's coming next.
We're going to take a quick break and play Love Me Like You Do, Ellie Goulding. What are you waiting for? That's what we said last year with Krista Gerlich, and she answered. Lady Raiders win a game in March in the big dance for them. They make it to the round of 32 off a win over Villanova, where you win by. I did not write the final score, and so I deeply apologize.
52.
Thank you, 57-52.
Cinema, by the way.
It was a great game. I tried to watch part of it while I was driving and all that because I was road tripping a lot. Not because I was trapped like going anywhere. I was just going to my grandparents. I live in Franklin, Texas, so I went and saw them.
Villanova is the Big East equivalent of Texas Tech, and you saw it in this game. Texas Tech only scored 57 points. We talked about this. It's gonna be like, oh, this is the thing. It's not good going to see it. Villanova scored 52.
I was fairly impressed. I thought
Yeah.
Gerlich coached a great game plan. It was such a cool win because, Brett, if I remember correctly, this is their first win since
2005.
Wow.
I was born. I was just born. Like I was
Wow.
maybe 2 months old.
Yeah.
I was born January 27th, 2005.
That's
It's
crazy.
bro, you're 1 year older than me.
No, but you're gonna look at what happened in that Villanova game. Only 4 Wildcats scored. Jasmine Bosco, your Big East player, your Big East all Big East team,
Mhm.
he scored 21. Went 1 for 8 from 3. The whole point was Villanova is one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country. You had to shut them down, and that's what you did.
And that's what Tech's strength was this year. Was limiting 3-point makes. Now, towards the end of the year, they forgot what they were doing. They got back on track, though. Joel, what did you think of the first win in 21 years in tournament play for
It
them?
was such a good game. I was like, dang, where are the tears? Someone's cutting onions. It was really good. They onions. But they got her to 6 turnovers in total, which is really good. I think the guard play was impeccable. That was the word I was trying to figure out. Danae Fritz, a surgeon in that game. I've been talking about her all year too. I mean, great defensive guard, but man, stepped up in the moment when the lights was super bright. She did a really good job. I mean, 5 for 6, 3 for 4. I mean, she was efficient that night. And I loved the Jalen Malone minutes too off the bench too. I think she did what we were expecting her to do. I think that was one of the big things that I had about her in the early season, that she needed to be a big time player for this team down low, especially because I feel like Sanogo brings a more athletic type of big, but Malone's footwork is just really good, and she's very physical down low. So I think she brings like that aspect of it as well too. But I'm glad to see what she did in that game as well. But yeah, that win was very good, and I'm very proud of this team as well for what they did. And then I mean, you move on, and then you play yeah.
Before we get there, I want to give Bailey her flowers, man. She started that game awful. There were some nerves, but then she settled in, and she got
to what we known her as, as the player she is.
She looked like flopping mopping. I'm not even gonna lie to you to start that game, but no, she finished 4 for 13. She had 2 threes, but those 2 threes were so big.
Yeah.
That step back she hit, and that one in the corner, and then of course Danae Fritz. Just great work. We were so critical of them winning the series this season, and it's finally nice to see that they did something with it. Good work.
And the future's bright. I mean, I have to say it just because we have to talk about what happens after. You lose in the round of 32, 101-47, but you saw what happens when you go against women's basketball royalty.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the opposite of men's team.
And that first quarter, that was 19 to 14 or 15.
19, yeah,
Hey,
it's close.
You played a great game in the first quarter, and then.
You lost the third quarter. We don't talk about what happened in the third quarter.
Yeah,
But that's okay because no one expects you to be here at this point,
yeah.
and that's kind of where we're at. I mean,
A lot of brackets chose Villanova.
a lot of
That's
bracket
true.
shows. I had a perfect bracket for a round of 64 for women's.
Wow,
I just want to say I was one of 1,000 people left,
that's good.
and I'm top, and
all
I'm.
bro did was pick all the higher seeds.
No, I picked all the upsets correctly because there was a couple upsets.
Yeah, there was.
And I only picked 3 wrong for Sweet 16 because unfortunately Ole Miss sold me, and so did Ohio
Ooh.
State.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, they were. I did pick Duke to kill Baylor.
TCU
So.
killed me.
You know, it's
You pick Washington?
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
it's
Unfortunate.
the last thing is like, you know, Krista was outspoken. She was like, "You've seen what it takes to win at the highest level ones, but you talk about how like."
Yeah, she just said, I need more help.
Yeah.
You think the parity in men's basketball isn't very good? Look at women's basketball. This is the number 25 team taking out the number 2 team in the country. They lost 47-101. The top of women's basketball trumps the top of men's basketball.
Yeah, if you want to look at like scariness, Syracuse whooped their round 1 matchup in a close game against Colorado, correctly?
Mm-hmm.
Then they get proceeded to be ran out of the gym in the second quarter by UConn. And watching the highlights from the game is so insane because they can't get the ball past half court without it being stolen.
I thought it was Vanderbilt.
No, they played UConn round 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they were 10 seed.
Mm-hmm.
No, they were 7. Sorry, it was a 7 versus.
Because they played Colorado and Nashville.
Oh, maybe it wasn't Syracuse who went against them.
Anyway, no, but you get the idea. Like,
It was Illinois, I think.
okay.
It was an orange school that went against UConn. Either way, though.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
UTSA versus UConn.
No. I'm talking about the round 2 game.
Oh, round of 2 game.
Was it Clemson?
No, Clemson.
UConn Syracuse.
Syracuse.
Yeah.
I
98
forgot who lost.
98-45.
I forgot who
As a
lost.
man with the perfect bracket, I would know.
Syracuse beat Iowa State.
I'm not the one perfect bracket. If I was, I would have been bragging about this whole time on the show. But yeah, no, the future's bright. You're also bringing in 3 outstanding freshman recruits next year.
Ambrosia Cole, man, she's so good.
And the greatest part is Gerlich said she needed more help. Gerlich kind of showed her hand now. She's going to recruit veteran players and intermix them with a couple of really star-studded freshmen so they can learn under them. But she loved coaching a veteran group who all loved each other.
Yeah.
I like another school, another team that goes to the same school.
Go on.
That's all I have.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I think the difference between both teams lost in round of 32. Both have different outlooks right now. Same optimism, different reactions right now.
Completely different reactions.
Women's is like, they did it. We're so proud of you. And men's is
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I want you to never play again. Just lightly. That's the nice way of putting what people were saying.
Women's basketball is trending up. There's nowhere to go for here but up. You know, I'm talking about Ambrosia Cole. I talked about it before. But it's like even Krista Girl was like, she's gonna be the ball handler, but I'm gonna get her a veteran point guard to help her learn the game more at the college level.
Yeah. Cause it's women's basketball. Sorry, my voice. Women's basketball. I mean, yeah, it's on it's all-time high right now. I mean, the thing is, like, you're playing at LSU Stadium too with their fans in a crazy environment with the second best team in the country with 2 lottery picks in the WNBA draft and Flau'jae Johnson and Michaela Williams. I mean, this team, we know what was going to happen coming into this game. Played it really close early, 14-19 at the end of that first quarter, and then, you know, things just started to slip away going into the second and third. But, I mean, you got there at the end of the day. Gerlich proved everyone wrong. We didn't believe they would even get this far. We didn't even believe they'd be undefeated going in all those games throughout the whole season going to Big 12 play. I mean,
If we're being transparent, I didn't think Gerlich was going to be here at this time.
exactly. Like
I'm gonna be honest.
She check marked all the boxes, all the objectives this season. I mean, you did what you had with the tools around you, and it was to me, it was a success because you checked off all the objectives. People doubted you. A lot of people thought you weren't gonna have your job by this point, but you proved everyone wrong, and you proved yourself like, wow, with a team like this and the kids I'm gonna bring in next year. Anything's possible, and I can be another unstoppable force in the Big 12 next year. Because, I mean, the Big 12 is going to change drastically. I mean, once this tournament's over, a lot of people are going to move out. A lot of people are going to go to other schools. I mean, it's going to you never know. Maybe you could pick up.
You're having a lot of people graduate here in the Lady Raider program.
Exactly.
But I will say, as we close in on the final part of the show, we do have 2 more sports to keep up with, so we're going to quickly get into those. Maybe about being dominant in conference play. Texas Tech softball, 30-2 on the year. Ranked 2nd in Softball America poll and all across the board officially today. Don't know how Texas is number 1. Sorry. I'm going to be honest. 8-1 in conference play. You sweep a ranked UCF, and you don't just sweep them. You outscore them 20-5. Your first game's the only close one. By the way, you're 8-0 on the road. Official road games when you're playing in enemy territory. 6 of those in conference play. You haven't lost in conference play on the road yet.
Stop complaining that they were trying to get rid of the game against FSU online.
It's not their fault.
not
The
their
weather
fault.
was making it impossible to get
The
there.
weather was terrible.
And FSU even had to come out and help them. Like, if you want to go nice read, go look at the softball admin. Who I forget the guy's official name, but he's like, yeah, this guy really knows our stuff now. He really knows about our program. So, but yeah, we'll have coverage of Texas softball this week. Friday be
March
Brett and Joel. I'll be producing. Saturday be me and Joel. And then Sunday will be me and Brett. So listen live on YouTube where you're listening to this live right now. Or if you're on the car right now, you'll be listening here at 88.1 The Raider. We'll have a face cam like we did last week. Joel will be back. He was at the Seattle Sports Awards last time. So we missed you on the broadcast, but we're glad you...
Yeah, it sounded amazing. So
Thank you.
Like a really good game.
And then with the final minute we have, we just have to quickly recap this stuff because it's our job. Texas Tech Baseball is playing New Mexico. Brett will get us the score here in a second. 15-8 overall record. 4-2 in conference play. That's good for fifth in the standings, folks. Don't look at your team ERA because all you need to know about is it's fun baseball because it's like 18-10 every game. Currently hosting New Mexico, as we just said. Brett, give us that score update.
8-0, top of the sixth.
Red Raiders?
Red Raiders.
Boom. So that should move the record to 16-8 if they hold on. But with that bullpen, never know. And then you're going to head to TCU, who's on a down year. The softball pro. The BBC's playing. Oh, well. I got rid of it. Who is 13-10. Head to Fort Worth to play a 2-4 conference play team in the TCU Horned Frogs. That is around the horn with Texas Tech Sports. And now we're going to wrap up 3 and out. Any final statements? We have like 10 seconds, so quickly go. Drew, go.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Brett.
I love softball.
And for me, Cade Welty, rebuild, retool. See you next week. Toodaloo, everybody.